From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone. For a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Gun.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
Here we go. 180.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
180. 11. 11 MT tape.
Now Burrow. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. So on 4th down, Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
180.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
He's got him in. Complete. Down to the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Now Burrow loses the football, and the Lions have recovered. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Battle. And the Bengals are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Gun. Got.
Burrow going to get this out to Chase. Fights through, and now a crease. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Burrow. Looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away?
Well, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
That's good. First down.
To throw is gone.
First down, Detroit.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. So 8 yards on the completion there. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Out of the gun. Goff. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
34-yard line.
Big 13. Big 12.
Burrow will throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Aiden Hutchinson. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
180. 12, 12, 12. 11, 11, 11. Stop.
They'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down again. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Fielded at the 20. And he's going to step out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Taken down at the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Hey, 76. 70. Tiger. Whirling. Black 20. What's that?
Goff now looks to throw. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
First down. A gain of 15. First down, Lions.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Powering his way forward. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
On 1, ready?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Gun.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A first carry for Samaje Perine. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
They'll run on third down with Brown. Breaks through the contact. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Chase Brown taking it in from the 20. And the Bengals are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, what they're seeking with an RPO is space for the receiver to make a catch and then make a play downfield, but there wasn't any space available, thus the incompletion.
2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Burrow looking to pass. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And this is incomplete. The Bengals at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal 1st.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it. No, he didn't. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 16 yards to the 16 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he rifles one incomplete.
This is a half for not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Can.
Again, it's Burrow. And a catch right side by Evans. And the Bengals are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. Now a run here off the RPO. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Mike Gesicki from 3 yards out. And the Bengals have cut it back within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Bengals 14. Kevin McPherson to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Here's Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Another Detroit Lions first down.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. Second down in the yard. Goff going to move his guys around a bit. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Super.
Now Goff. Touchdown! Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now up to 14.
Bengals 14. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. Still going. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
On 1, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Here's 2nd and 3.
Let's get set. Right 80. Right up. Stop.
from the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And this one caught downfield by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
That's good for a Bengals first down. First and 10
Here we go.
46-yard line.
180. Stop.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Incomplete.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Big search. 11 MT. Don.
And Burrow going to throw again. Looking deep here for Chase. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. Oh, and that is incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their 35-yard line. Goff. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. This now a 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6.
They'll go again with Gibbs. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
It's a gain of 3. First down, Detroit.
Hey, set. Horrible. Set. Horrible. Set. 2 for 5.
Now it's Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. And he's got some space here. Now he's into the clear again. Touchdown, Detroit.